Hello my WTWs, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Wear Test Wednesday. I'm super excited for this one. We're going to be testing out the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation. So I'm going to be doing a 10-hour wear test reviewing this product. I'm going to see how it wears throughout the day. It says this foundation provides up to 12 hours of coverage. It contains double amount of pigment versus traditional foundations. It adjusts to your body temperature to effortlessly blend into the skin. Multiple shades can be used to contour and highlight. It says that it is for every single skin type. It says it's a waterproof, long-wearing, concentrated coverage and a custom triangular component for fast, easy, full coverage on the go. I'll get into my thoughts a little bit after while I'm applying this foundation. You can see in a little bit, but that's a little bit about the foundation. This was $46, so kind of expensive. You get 0.25 ounces of product. What? That is insane. Why so little? I don't understand that. But that's a lot of money to pay for not that much amount of product. And I know that stick foundations automatically have less product in there, but I have stick foundations that have more than this and they are cheaper. So I know that there's a lot of shades of this foundation, as you can see right here. I have the shade Shell. It's described as light neutral undertone. I'm gonna go ahead and start applying this foundation and kind of share my thoughts with you as we go. But before we jump into that, be sure to subscribe before you leave so you don't miss out on my future videos. I upload Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. All right guys, it's 7:22 in the morning. I have my coffee because I am tired. It's been one of those days. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting sick. I don't feel great. So I'm hoping that this coffee helps. I am going to go ahead and prime my skin using the same primers that I always use because I feel like that's the best way to really understand how the foundation is going to lay on my skin using the products that I always use to prep my skin. I don't know why I feel so sick this morning. Does that happen to any of you guys where you wake up and you just feel like you're getting sick and then later in the day you don't feel as sick, you feel like decent, and then once the end of the day comes, you start feeling sick again? I don't know what it is. So I'm going to do half of my face with a beauty blender, half of my face with a brush, and just see which side I like. I did not have such a great experience with the Vanish Flash highlighting stick. I'm hoping that this is a winner because I've heard such good things about this. I know it's not brand new or anything, but I've heard a lot of great reviews about this foundation. I don't really know how many strokes to do. I guess I'll start there. And I don't know the best way to apply this. It doesn't really look like it's blending. Okay. It's taking a little bit with a sponge to blend out. I don't know. I feel like that didn't really give me a whole lot of coverage. I have to kind of press and drag the product a little bit more than I would normally. And a sponge may not be the best way to use this because there's not a lot of product in the foundation to begin with. I know that sponges can sometimes shear products out, so maybe a sponge is not the way to go. I mean, I really like the finish of it with a sponge. I feel like it looks like a nice natural finish, but it's not really giving me a whole lot of coverage right now. Kind of feels like the sponge is soaking up a lot of the product, so I'm going to test out on this side with a brush, see if I get more coverage. The shade actually doesn't look too bad. I was really scared. I was like, wow, this looks a little dark. It does seem to be giving me more coverage than on the side with the sponge. It looks really, really natural right now. Wow. I'm just going to continue going in with a brush for the rest of my face. This looks like a very, very natural foundation. It has a pretty matte finish. It's basically feels like powder right now. And as you guys know, I do have oily skin, so hopefully this wears okay on my skin throughout the day. The only spot that I'm not loving it is right here on my cheeks and then on my nose. I feel like it hasn't built up as much as I would like. So let's try and add some more, see if that helps. I don't like how it's wearing on my nose. What I'm going to do is add some more and then just use a beauty blender to kind of smooth over it because I feel like it looks a little dry and it just looks kind of cakey on my nose. That's better. It's not all the way how I would like my nose to look, but here's what my skin is looking like. I am shocked at how natural this feels. It feels very, very lightweight. It doesn't look heavy. It looks like my skin. I'm not seeing it emphasizing anywhere weird. Definitely on the lighter coverage. Normally I really like medium coverage foundations, not full coverage, so I actually don't mind the coverage that I'm getting from this foundation. Hopefully it doesn't oxidize throughout the day. Here's what the foundation looks like after I've been using it a little bit, so it does look like it gets a little bit dirty after a while, but I do think that the best way to apply it is directly onto the skin and then blend it out. I'm really happy with how this looks. I'm eager to see how it looks with the rest of the products on top, but so far I'm really liking it. It does look a little bit heavy on my nose, even with a sponge. I'm not really happy with how my nose looks, and maybe if I apply some concealer or something on top, it'll help. But yeah, for some reason it's sitting really weird on my nose. Other than that, I'm really liking how my skin looks. So let me go ahead and add the rest of my makeup. I'll be back to share some of my thoughts with you, and then we will check in at the end of the day to share my final thoughts of what I think of this foundation. It is 7:49 and I am going to do a 10-hour wear test on this foundation, but I wanted to show you how my skin is looking after I've applied all of my other products on top, and I gotta say, it looks beautiful. I did not think I was gonna be shocked by this foundation. I thought that I was like, there's all this rage around it. It's not really that great. I don't know. I had doubts, and now that I have it on my skin, I'm pretty shocked. I think it looks beautiful. I do think that right here, when I applied my bronzer, it got a little patchy, and I'm not exactly sure why that is. I don't know if I didn't set it fully with powder before I went on top of it and started like buffing in my bronzer. So I don't know if that had an impact, but other than that, everything looks beautiful. My nose looks fine. I added a little bit of concealer on top. I always do it like on my forehead, on down my nose, and then on my chin, and that seemed to clear up the issue. Yeah, I'm really happy with the foundation so far. So I'm gonna go ahead and wear it throughout the day. I'll come back at the very end and share my final thoughts with you, but so far they're really positive. I do really like this foundation so far. I'm back. It's the end of the day. It is 5:49 p.m. So I've had this foundation on for 10 hours now, and I wanted to come back and show you how my skin is looking. So I gotta say, it's not my favorite foundation that I have. Out of all my stick foundation, I'd say it's probably about the same as the Makeup Forever foundation stick. Like, I like it and I'm gonna keep using it, but it's not, I don't know, like how it wore on my skin is not mind-blowing. I didn't notice that it kept me super matte throughout the day. Like over time, I don't know, it just got a little bit patchy right here on my forehead. My chin is definitely rubbed off and it is oily. My cheeks look really great. My nose is a bit oily, but I don't think this foundation is bad by any means. I still think that it is a good foundation. I just think I have foundations that wear better on my skin. However, I really did like the finish of the foundation. I thought that it looked really, really natural throughout the day. And even though it didn't keep me completely matte throughout the day, I did still like the end result. And I think that at the very end of the day, after 10 hours, it still looked pretty good. And now it does claim to be full coverage. I don't agree that it's full coverage. I think you have to use a lot of product to get it to full coverage, and there's not even that much product to start out with. It also does say that it lasts for 12 hours. I don't know if I would wear the foundation for 12 hours. I would probably just wear it for between 10 and 11. I don't know if it would last 12 hours and still look really good, because right now it's just looking like I'm almost ready to take my makeup off for the day. I really, really love the finish of the foundation. I thought it looked so natural and it felt so comfortable on my face all day long. It did not feel heavy. It does not look cakey. It's just not a foundation that's going to keep you matte throughout the day, which is fine, but if you are super oily, you would definitely want to use a matte primer underneath just to kind of help combat that oil, as well as make sure that you powder. I would give this foundation maybe 7.5, 8 out of 10. If you happen to have this foundation, let me know down in the comments. What are your thoughts? Have you tried it? If you have, let me know like your skin type and how it worked out for you. So yeah, I'm gonna end the video here, but thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys at my next one. Bye!